Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya
Krishna
Prabhityanandasya Advaita Gadada Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Mahamantra ki Jai.
Jai
Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Krishna
Haribol everyone. Thank you for joining this Friday satsang. So we'll start with Kirtan. Haribol, thank you.
Prabhu, there's only you and me, no one else.
Yeah, they'll come. Sometimes it is what it is. Now, because festival season is going on, right? Everybody is busy.
Okay.
Tomorrow also again, we have a home program and not home program, drama practice.
Oh, where is Prabhu's in the home program?
There is some home program in I forgot her name. No, some devotees are going. I'm not going.
Oh, okay. Oh, is it not our satsang, right?
No, 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 not ours.
It's a
Not
different.
the different.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, then we can start, Prabhu.
We
It's
will
fine.
start. Yeah. Namo
Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatta Deshodarine Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hari Hari Bol. Hari Naam Sankirtan ki
Yeah.
Jai.
Mataji Shanti.
Jai.
Thank you very much, Mataji and Pravi. Wonderful Kirtan, as always. Nice to see you all.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, really wonderful Kirtan Prabhu and Mataji. Thank you so very much. Hare Krishna.
Entire family. Thank you, Prabhu.
Everybody is playing one instrument. So it's a package.
Yeah.
And Lakshmi Kanta is dancing there.
He was outside just now.
He dances and he makes everyone dance.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu. So, Prabhu, I just received a text message from His Grace Ajit Krishna Prabhu, that his health is not doing good.
Okay.
So he wants to skip for today. He cannot give the class. Instead, what I'm thinking, correct me if I'm wrong or you can give me better suggestions, that we can have a just generic question answer group discussion.
Yeah, that will be really wonderful, Prabhuji.
Okay,
Because
in
last
general,
time-
it could be anything, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, anything, but in general group discussion will have question answer session, and whoever wants to post questions, you can raise hands and then ask questions. Then anybody is ready to answer, they can answer. So we'll have that for 45 minutes. Is that okay?
Yeah,
Yeah, thank you. So Saujanya Mataji, you raised your hand first. You can go.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Is it possible
Very recently.
to switch on the video or no?
Oh, I can. Prabhuji. 1 minute.
We would like to see you.
Of course, no problem. Prabhuji. I was just multitasking. Yeah.
Yeah, Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I had a question, Prabhuji. Like, see, recently what happened in our workplace when we went for lunch, like, we don't eat onion, garlic, veg, not that's right. It's a common, like, even some people ask those who don't know anything about ISKCON or vegetarian, whatever. So they ask, Prabhuji, but those who are asking that question, they're like naturally Americans. So I get confused sometimes how crispy and precise answer I can give in 1 or 2 sentences. They won't have time to listen to lecture that this, right, Prabhuji? So I'm sure, I don't know if others have experience or not, because they asked me 3 questions. One is saying that why you don't eat? Is it because of religion, or is it because harming animals? Like, because those who are vegan, they they think even milk products is like it's animal product, so we should not harm like that. Is it like religious or vegan, or your health issue, like that? I don't want to tell lies, but then I should be able to say boldly in short, precise and crispy answer. I don't know what I said is correct or not, but it was ringing in my mind, Prabhuji.
Okay, so that's your first question, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, anybody wants to volunteer to yes, Rajesh Govinda Prabhu, Pratipriya Mataji, Shiva Prabhu, Ramsham Prabhu. Please, if you want to share your ideas, need not have to be perfect. Everybody has a different experience. Everybody has, the same answer may not work out for everyone also. It could be situational based, but yeah, you can share your ideas and thoughts about this, Prabhu. Anybody, please?
Before everybody starts, I can tell you what I told that person
Yes.
at least. So that way you can correct me or elaborate whatever. I said it's not about the religion or anything. It's always we are what we eat, and especially these onion, garlic, or caffeine. These products, they give us these 4 anarthas. So I told them, like, impurities. That's what I told them, like, ego, lust, jealousy, all this. Instead, you should eat like a sattvic food, which means foods which are in mode of goodness. Like, for example, we follow Bhagavad Gita, and in that it's given which foods we eat are in mode of passion, ignorance, like that. So what we are not eating comes under category of either mode of passion or ignorance. But that person half he understood, right? When I say mode, all those things, then he was very nice person. So he laughingly he said, like, so that means all those who eat this are not good. Like, because he couldn't understand the sentence when I said it's we are what we eat, right? I didn't want to make that very emphasis that sentence is very correct. He got a little confused right there. And when I said, when you eat certain foods, then you get into this mode of either ignorance, goodness, or passion. And I don't want those qualities, which is not good for anyone in anyone's life. We shouldn't have ego. We shouldn't have this lust, jealousy. I don't want that. And those things come based on what we eat. That's all I ended. For that only it took 2 to 5 minutes. I was like, oh, how to end, how to start. And then next time, if anybody asks, they all respect Prabhuji for my office gatherings. Every time they ask me, can you send an email what you eat, what you don't want to eat? Very respectfully, they make this arrangement. So I was thinking for the same crowd, if I tell them how nice it will be. And I don't know whether I was right or how others would have challenged, That was my answer, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. That's a very interesting and actually very important.
And some of them know what is Gita, but I gave them books, self-realization and other stuff for, Christmas like that. But not everyone whom I met, they keep changing.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you.
So
Somebody wants to.
I would like to comment as per my knowledge, whatever I have. I mean, I don't have much knowledge, so very less knowledge I have. Based upon that, I will try to. So I mean, first of all, we have to see like the level of the person who is asking the question, at what level he or she is, and so that we can answer accordingly. So if they are not having any faith in the Krishna or Krishna consciousness, and they are asking a question, simply we can tell only, just come to our temple and have prasadam. How delicious it is. Once you will eat that, then you will really find the difference between the food made with the onion garlic and food made without onion garlic. So that's crisp and precise answer for that. If the person is able to understand and ready to listen about Krishna consciousness, then we can more elaborate into that. The second stage, as you Mataji rightly said, about the mode of tamaguna, which is the very mode of ignorance kind of, so which is always bad for the health, scientifically as well as spiritually. So those you will explain. And thirdly, if he is very eager to understand and having faith in the Krishna, so we can give the reference of Veda. Like in the Veda, there is Manu Smriti Veda. In Manu Smriti Veda, there is the verse number 5.5. It goes like this: Lahasunam garjanam chaiva palandu kavakani cha abhakshayani dvijatani nama medhya prabhani cha. Translation: garlic, leeks, and onions, mushroom, and all that proceeds from the impure things are unfit for the eaten by the twice born man. So this is the reference from the Manu Smriti. If really person is having faith in the Krishna and faith in the Veda, then only we can tell. Otherwise, we will never tell such person who is not having faith in the Veda, who is not having faith in the Krishna, and not eager to listen about Krishna. So 3 level of answer we can give. As per my understanding, what I have heard from the Acharya, Hariprasad Prabhu was giving, you can search in the YouTube. There is the special lecture on that from the Hariprasad Prabhu. He is the member of the advisory board committee of ISKCON. So we can refer that lecture. So lecture by Hariprasad Prabhu on onion and garlic.
Thank you very much, Ramshyam Prabhu. Very informative. Very useful. Thank you for that. If anybody else wants to share.
Prabhuji, can I ask couple just to just to be clear? So Ramshyam Prabhu, that is really helpful. If you can send the link in the group or in this chat, or I would say in WhatsApp, so that I don't lose it, that would be helpful. And then the first thing when you said, come to a temple, you eat prasad, it will be, I'm just preparing myself. If they say, oh, but they can't come, or you mean, oh, just because of the taste you're not eating, then what would be my answer? I don't know. That is one question that came. Anybody else can answer, or anyone, because I'm preparing, like this, if they ask, then what do I tell? And then some people will say, like, when you said Vedas and all, right? Yes, that means it's because of the religion, like that they say. And I'm like, Arre bapre, mai kya karu? I don't know now. And then like another instance is when I went to Nitya's college, when I told them, like, we want no, and they have a no onion garlic menu like that. I was bit ashamed how to tell also, because some of them, oh, like Jainism. That means, I'm not saying Hinduism, Krishna consciousness, Jain, Gujarat. It's not like that. But maybe a lot of people know already why. I asked them, why did you put this menu, no onion garlic? They said, oh, there's a lot of Jain students because they also don't eat. Luckily, they didn't ask me why you don't eat. And I was like, okay, if I have to tell, or if somebody asks me why you don't eat, what do I tell? That's another thing I interacted, Prabhuji. And anybody can answer. I'm just telling what came to my mind. That's all.
Brajesh Govind Prabhu had raised his hand. So you want to share something, Brajesh Govind Prabhu?
No, Prabhu, I have not anything. Sorry.
Okay. So for a late joiner, Narsimham Prabhu, thank you very much for joining, and Vatsala Mataji, thank you for joining. Today, Ajit Krishna Prabhu is not keeping well, so he's not going to take our class. Rather, we'll have a group discussion. We'll keep the discussion as short as possible so that everyone gets a chance to speak. So we can post any questions if you have, or if we can answer some of our questions, fine. So we'll have that kind of group discussion today. Okay, hope everybody is okay with this. So, Mataji, Saujanya Mataji, especially when
Yes,
this is my experience, you not have to be perfect, but I'm just sharing my opinion, but also my experience, in fact. So dealing with Americans or anybody who does not even know anything about religion, does not know anything about Krishna consciousness. Okay. So there is a beautiful, beautiful lecture by Her Grace Nitai Sevani Mataji on eating non-veg. And in this lecture, she doesn't even utter anything related to religion. Okay, anything related to religion, nothing about Bhagavad Gita. It's completely, because she's a doctor by profession, it's completely related to the health, and biologically she explained why we don't eat meat. Okay, so there's no mention of Krishna, no mention of any scriptures. So the whole purpose is the entire digestive system, what we have as human beings, versus compared to the digestive system what animals have, is completely different. The completely different design. Okay, so the intestine, the thickness, number of rounds, everything is different compared to animals, compared to us, right? So when we eat food, like in case of meat, if we eat food, the time taken for digestion is more, and also it doesn't digest completely. Okay, so the necessary ingredients of energy doesn't come from that. Okay, so when those wastes are accumulated more in our stomach, it leads to various problems. This is the bottom line. She explains in more detail, but we can say that, okay, the intestine what we have now by nature is not meant to eat meat because it doesn't digest properly. Okay, and it doesn't generate energy properly. It can generate an instantaneous energy, but that is not what we need. So they might say that, okay, I've been eating meat, it is getting digested every day. So this is the force which we have put upon us since the beginning. Okay, by default, by nature, we don't have that kind of digestive system to digest meat. But when we were young, when we were kids, we were given meat to eat meat. So that means we forced our digestive systems to accommodate to that kind of scenario. That is why we are getting the meat is getting digested. So that is one of the reasons. Okay, and second reason, the same one of the persons whom I met. Okay, in general at office, then he was asking the same question. Then why don't you eat meat? And no, I don't eat meat. Blah blah blah, all that. Then he asked me why. So I asked him very simple question. Okay, do you really fight with your wife? He said, yes, we fight. How frequently? We normally fight. We frequently fight. Okay. So can I tell you the solution for that? If you don't eat meat, try it out for a month or two. If you don't eat meat, your number of frequency fighting with your wife will reduce. Okay. So you can try it out practically. Then he said, why? What is the reason? Yes, there is a scientific reason, biological reason that when you eat meat, it ultimately stimulates your senses and it stimulates your mind also. That means your mind is not under your control. When mind is not under your control, then you cannot make right decision at the right time. This is exactly what is there in Bhagavad Gita, but I didn't take anything about Bhagavad Gita, no Krishna, nothing. Okay, so it's just practically. So if your mind is not under your control, then you cannot take right decision. If you cannot take right decision, then all these fights will happen. So you can try it out for a month or two. Just don't eat meat. Don't eat egg. Don't eat spicy food. Don't eat salty food. If you do this, just check the outcome of it. Your frequency of fighting with your wife or with your kids will reduce. Guaranteed. I told him that. Okay, I'm not sure if he tried or I couldn't get time to follow up with him, but so we can give various reasons without getting any religion into picture, any book into picture, Krishna into picture. If they are receptive to this and if they allow themselves trying these methods, then slowly we can put Krishna consciousness into this. So this is what my experience, Mataji. Sorry for taking long time, but yes, anybody can.
No. So basically, to summarize, Prabhuji, that because like when I started with the question, I said in a short, crisp 2-3 sentences, not more than 2 minutes. How can we tell? So your reason, what you're telling is, when we eat meat, it not only it stimulates our body senses.
Our
Also,
digestive system is not designed to eat meat.
that is one reason, and then it stimulates our senses and mind, and to get into the good control, right? Not to lose the
Don't
control.
have mind control. If you don't have mind control, there will be a lot of fights between you and your partner. So you can try it out. That's
But that is, that's for non-veg, but specifically for onion, garlic?
everything. Onion, garlic, they fall under a category called aphrodisiac. Okay, if you have heard of aphrodisiac, okay, so many Americans, they all know this, but onion, garlic, and mushroom, they all fall under this category called aphrodisiac. Aphrodisiac is a category of foods which you eat stimulates your senses. Okay.
Oh, aphrodisia, Prabhuji, you said?
Sorry?
Aphrodisia?
Yes, aphrodisiac. You can Google it. So those kind of food are there to stimulate your senses. Ultimately, if your senses get stimulated, you don't have mind control. That's what we have to tell them. You're on mute, Mataji.
Oh, Prabhuji, can you text me that word? I didn't get it.
Okay, I will text you in our chat box.
You never heard that word, dear?
No, I did not, Mataji.
Okay, I heard many times. Okay, all right, you Google it, you'll find out.
No problem.
No, I've already I texted you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Got it.
Chat.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Okay.
So you can tell them because they are not aware of the scriptures, or even if you say modes of material nature, they'll get bewildered. What is modes? They don't know the modes. Okay. So they don't know anything about our scriptural words, basically.
That's true.
We have to get into their foot. Into their foot is what they always are health concentrated, right? Most of them are health concentrated. So if you have to get into their foot, you have to talk about health, biological reason of why not eating meat.
Got it.
Okay. And the impact of it, then you have to tell them what happens if you eat meat. What is the impact? And what is the practical results you'll encounter when you eat meat? That is a fighting. Fighting, and your words are not proper at the right time with the right people. It's the same thing, Bhagavad Gita. Anudvega karam vakyam satyam, right? Ramsham Prabhu, you know that? So it's the right time, right words with the right people. You won't get all that. Okay, if you eat meat, because your mind is not under control. Why your mind is not under control? Because your senses got stimulated. Why your senses got stimulated? Because of your tongue. You ate some nonsense thing. Simple.
Prabhuji, can you share the link if you have? Panitaise Mataji
I
lecture.
will share Mataji later. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay. So anybody else?
Prabhu, I have different things. When I speak to all my friends, all kinds of friends, they think we lack nutrition, even though, you know, we they know we are all vegetarians and things like that. But whenever we have that argument or something, they said you are lacking iron, you are lacking energy, you are doing this. But not that everybody is in an angry mood. I have seen a lot of Americans, they are in a very, very subtle mood. I mean, I know it's not good to eat meat, but they are not very aggressive. They are still, I have met a lot of engineers, scientists, everybody, but they are not very aggressive. They are still, even though they eat meat, all kinds of stuff, but their behavior is not bad. But I know Srila Prabhupada and everybody, from the beginning, we don't eat meat, onion, garlic, and all that. So it's okay for us. But from the observation I have done, I didn't see any aggressiveness. Maybe some people are very aggressive. Maybe it has to do with the DNA, their makeup, what it is they are doing. But according to me, I haven't seen a lot of aggressive people. Even there are people, they are quiet. Maybe they have a lot of strength to deal with. They can lift a lot of things. They can do heavy job, all kinds of things. That's what I feel. But they always, whenever I say something, they said, you are lacking iron, you are lacking protein, you are lacking all kinds of vitamins, B vitamins, everything that from egg and other things, you are not getting it. You have other skin issues, something like that, they tell me. So how would you respond to that?
Okay, let's give others a chance to talk.
Sure.
Sima Prabhu, Jai Ganesh Prabhu, would you like to share your thoughts on this? Ratipriya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I just joined. What is this discussion about?
So today, Ajit Krishna Prabhu is not feeling well. He is not going to take the class. So instead, we are having a group discussion on any question and answer. It's kind of a group discussion, sharing your thoughts on particular view, okay, on particular topic. So Saujanya Mataji raised a question, how to talk to people who eat meat and who does not even know anything about religion, Krishna consciousness, anything, like your colleagues, right? So if they say that why you are not eating meat, what is the reason? So Saujanya Mataji's question is to how to answer in a very crisp 2 sentence so that you don't lecture them and they run away from me. So that is the discussion.
Okay, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, not just the meat. My main question was only about onion garlic.
Yeah,
Because
only onion, garlic, meat, or any kind of
non-vegetarian. Yeah. I don't get a lot of questions about why you don't eat meat. They all know, a lot of people, but mainly this onion garlic.
onion, garlic. Okay. So Jai Ganesh Prabhu, Ratipriya Mataji, Narsimha Prabhu, Brajesh Govinda Prabhu, you can share your
Prabhu, about Vatsala Mataji's question or comment, that actually I have a friend, very close friend, and she eats non-veg and she eats everything, onion, garlic, obviously everything. And with everything, she has so many deficiencies and, so many health issues. Like she has iron deficiency, she has vitamin D, B12, so many deficiencies. So I think it doesn't have much to do with what we, it's not just about what we eat, but it's also about overall lifestyle firstly, and it's also karma, because the more we eat sin, the more we suffer. So I think, like, because we are, like, as devotees, we are not committing any sins by eating what we should not eat. So I think we are more or less on the safe zone. And even if we have any nutritional deficiencies, there are always, plant-based ways of getting it. But like in my opinion, it really doesn't have much to do with, like, it's, I think overall it's our lifestyle, our karma, and what we eat, not only what we eat. I know many people think that we lack we lack on nutrition because we are vegetarian and no onion, and we actually don't eat many things, like no onion, garlic, no mushroom, no cocoa, so to say, and so many things that we don't eat. But then we are actually very safe not eating those, because it's just so sattvic, and it's actually helping us. And even if we do have, then we have plant based ways of getting across. But I've seen that people who eat non-veg, they really don't have any other way, they're just living with those deficiencies, and no matter how much they keep taking pills and supplements and all that, their organs and their body don't support. So those pills are not, the body is not absorbing, and the pills are of no use. So this is what I can say, Mataji, from my experience.
Thank you, Ratipriya Mataji, for sharing your views. Anybody else? You can go next. Jai Ganesh Prabhu, Narasimha Prabhu.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji, I was listening to Mataji's question, yeah, and I agree that especially talking to doctors or those who are like very, learned, it might be difficult to answer because they will speak about different types of minerals and, that we might have never even heard about before. So Prabhuji, what I have noticed is saying that, like, I try to explain that I practice yoga, meditation, and that requires a certain type of lifestyle for actually be able to follow it. So health is like not just body, but both body and the mind. And maybe, to take the conversation in that direction a little bit. And then, because that may be new to them, right? And then we can share some audios about Prabhupada chanting or something like that. Just from my personal experience on this. Hare Krishna.
Very nice. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank
Rajesh
you.
Prabhu. We want to hear from you, Rajesh Govind Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam.
Prabhu, is my experience in understanding all the things, especially we just, I understand this question is out of the religion, but it's really not. Everything is linking to the religion because of whatever we have this, the all rules and regulation, this come from Bhagavatam, Gita, everything. But I understand that people doesn't like it. But then we should have to this, like first thing is we just the thinking about the what Prabhupada said, what is our previous Acharya said. This is in the everything, this our main view. There's someone else what can might be I can say something but this is personal opinion, is not really correct. I understand that everyone have experience, but we have to look this what is the Prabhupada said. This is the main thing.
So the question is that they don't know anything about Prabhupada, ISKCON or anything like that, but you cannot introduce some people to them whom they don't even know. Okay, they don't know any religion, they don't know Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, they don't know anything.
Prabhuji, another Brajesh Prabhu, another thing. So when they asked me, is it religion? Are you Hindu? I said yes. Then they say, oh, we know a lot of Hindus. They eat even meat. They eat everything. Then what is it that's special that you don't eat? Is it because of your own custom, something like that? Then I say, I mean, there's several things.
Okay,
there's only
Mataji,
few
you
people
right. Yeah, I give you one experience, Mataji. I give you this. The last week I sold one Bhagavad Gita. Some people like this. He was in the African guy, but he asking same thing. Is it religious book? I say yes, religious, but this is that's the thing, we have to mention the Acharya name. If you like the Prabhupada is the pure devotee, if it is his name you mention, sometimes people are biased or might be something like differently. then is already God is concerned then that because the pure devotee like the God likes the pure devotee. If it is sometime God says like pure devotee can like pure you can do this differently, but not also God names also not like the this time is not correct sometime correct not I'm sorry not working. This is the thing I already said yes this Prabhupada like explaining the books in the Bhagavad Gita. This he's the acharya and he's the great personality and he's the very good devotee of the Lord. If you right sorry if you heard about from something from him, you can see what he said, then they are interested. I see, but before they are not in, they say if it is religious book then I'm not interested. Then I just explained a little bit about Prabhupada and he said okay then give it to me, how much? I say it's just printing cost for the $10, and he already took it. You see, that's why I think when I'm trying to say some acharya means especially I'm mention always that Prabhupada. This is I like it. If a Prabhupada might be everything is will be sequence will be changed. This time I understand. I know there is some doctors like opinion for the health opinion. Everything is there, but is everything is the roots of things. The causes is Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. But we have to mention a little bit other than
You have to slowly tell the truth.
yeah. Okay, bro. Thank you.
Please, thank you very much, Prabhu. Thank you.
See, that's also a very good idea, Prabhuji. I never thought of that. That's, I mean, we say like, this is what we follow our acharyas, and this is what they
Yeah.
said. That's also. Then if they ask more details, then we can say, because literally one lady said, oh, my son-in-law is Indian, Hindu, but they're Americans. He eats everything, even what we don't eat also he eats. And I was like, Arre, baap, kya bolu? It's
Yeah,
okay. Some people
we can
don't
just
follow.
we can just show the Prabhupada. Everything is will be different sometime. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you,
Thank
Prabhu.
you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Jai Ganesh Prabhu, you want to say something?
Yeah, Prabhu, even I had this question, but first we have to understand from senior devotees and other members of the ISKCON, why we are not eating so and so food. So in order to understand like spiritually, we need this information. And then in order, next thing is like when we explain to others, non-devotees or outside people, we have to tell them like in a scientific way. It is like, it doesn't work like spiritually all the time. Because whatever I understand, you have to take the medicine only when you're sick. You cannot take it daily. So onion and garlic are, especially garlic is kind of a medicinal stuff, which has like lot of, which is having a lot of medicinal value. So you cannot take that food on a daily basis. That will affect your system. So in that way, we have to connect that scientifically and then explain to the people who are not who are not in like spiritual mode. That is one reason. And same thing with mushroom and other stuff. Mushroom, you do not know like where it grows, how it affects our health. And it is not even under the plant kingdom. It is like coming under fungi. So fungi can give you like poisonous effect that we do not know. And so on and so forth. Like the same thing with meat. Meat is also having a lot of issues with the current way of production. Starting from chicken to cow, like they are given all they are given is like soy protein and other stuff, which is another again it's a genetically modified food. So what we eat is what we are. So when we give this information, they will not go with this thing. Same thing with whatever you take, whatever we do not want to eat, we have information, sufficient information not to consume that.
Thank you, Jai Ganesh Prabhu. And one very important thing which I feel is very important, that since we don't know the alternatives, even ourselves. So somebody says like Vatsala Mataji was asking, right? People eat and how do you get vitamin D, vitamin B12, vitamin iron, whatever it is. So in this session, anybody knows from which kind of plant we get which vitamin, which mineral?
Prabhu, sorry to interrupt. Like we have alternate for everything in vegetarian food.
Exactly, that is what I'm saying. So the thing is, when we discuss with others, when they pose these kind of questions, that how do you get mineral, how do you get iron, all various vitamins, proteins and all. So we should be bundled with an answer that, okay, I get vitamin D from sunlight, vitamin B12 from leaves, and then
no, vitamin B12 is only from the fermented food, yogurt and other fermented food.
Yeah, so we should be, that's what my bottom line thing is, that we should be bundled with the answers. Okay, so if anybody wants to share the information that which vitamin, which protein, which everything, where do we get from the alternate products, right? Plant or anything for that matter. If you can share that, that will be very helpful. Because we don't know the answer, we will start stammering in front of others, and then we are not confident, we cannot really convince others. Okay. So thank you very much.
True, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, Mukta Sangha Prabhuji, when you were mentioning your points, you said that when we eat, this is not good for digestion, you said, right? And then you also said, but a lot of people will say, like, oh, we've been eating. Then you said you're forcing yourself like that from childhood.
Yes.
And that's why it is working out like that. We should, is that what you said, or did I miss any point?
No, that is the same thing, that we are forcing from childhood, but it doesn't stay longer. That means you cannot force a machine to work continuously. You know, any machine will fail one day, right?
Right.
Don't over oil it, or you don't, fix the nuts and bolts, tighten it, then it's going to definitely fail. So that is what we have been doing to our digestive system right from the young age. We are forcing ourselves to accommodate all those non-essential items into our body. Okay, so it is not by nature, it is by our choice we are making it.
Got it. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Can I add one point, Prabhu, if nobody's
Yes, please go ahead, Jagadesh.
for with respect to digestive system, our intestine is longer than the animals, so they are designed in a way that can be digested and then sent out, excreted very fast. Ours will stay for 18 hours, all meat products. So the more they stay, more it gets rotten inside our body. Those rotten food will be absorbed by the body and goes into the bloodstream. Again, the effect will not be shown immediately. Like the new car will take its own time to get it, get it repaired, right? So in the same way, the body will take its own time to show the effect. And the effect will not be shown immediately, either through skin or other symptoms. So this is another thing with respect to digestion. So, but the plant, any plant-based or vegetarian food will, any cooked food will take 12 hours, and especially meat, it will take like 18 hours to 24 hours. But any uncooked food, it will take less than 6 hours. So say, for example, fruits and vegetables, when you take it raw in the raw form, it will take 2 to 3 hours. So the nutrients gets absorbed in 2 to 3 hours, and it get excreted in the next 3 to 4 hours. So in that way, you will feel energized the entire day. It is not about you can carry weights. That is not exactly the healthy way of living. It's about like how you consume the nutrients properly.
Very nicely said, Jai Ganesh Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Ramsham Prabhu, you have raised your hand. Kati Priya Mata, you can go next.
Yeah, Prabhu. So I wanted to comment on Vatsala Mataji question, that she was telling about the relative. She knows that one of the friend or few friends are there. They are very cool and calm, even though they eat the meat and non-veg things. So they are. I have heard from the Acharyas and senior Vaishnava about this, what I am speaking. So they are cool, really cool. They will be looking, like if you if you see them, here, and even though in the other circumstances also while driving here in Pennsylvania or in other places, they will be cool and calm. Once you put them in the New York traffic, New Jersey traffic, see them, they will blast like anything. So they won't have any patience. They will lose their patience immediately once they come into the little bit of anxiety. So they will be, those who are eating such kind of aggressive thing, tamasic thing, they will be like under the control as long as they are. Once they are crossing the threshold, they will be blasting kind of like the psychic thing they are blasting, similar to that. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, very nicely said, Prabhu. So in the same context, I remember one adage His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj said. Okay, he says like this: the characteristics of a person can be estimated by the ability to tolerate provoking situations. Okay, so they may look very peaceful, everything, as long as they're not provoked, as you said, Prabhu. If they are provoked, then all the characters will come out. Yeah, that's nicely said, Prabhu. Thank you. Pratipriya Mataji?
Prabhu, I wanted to answer that thing that you asked about plant supplements. What I do is I take B12 supplements, which are plant-based, and even vitamin D. And I'm in a group where there are vegans in America, and they have series like so many things that are totally plant-based, because these days most of the people are turning vegan. So many things are there that is plant-based supplements, iron, vitamin D, B12, everything. So, and they're totally, into veganism propaganda. So there's no question of, non-veg in any of the supplements.
If you have any chart or any hierarchy or whatever it is, a pictorial view of which plant, which vitamin, which protein, all that, where do we get that? If you have that kind of information, could you please share, Mataji?
You mean without the supplement, like you mean from food, or do you mean supplement from the supplement?
From food, preferably from food, because supplements we have thousands. If you go to see we have thousands. We don't want that. But to be very specific, I personally am looking into that information that, okay, if you eat green leaves, you get this. Okay. If you eat carrot, you get this. If you eat, any other vegetable, you get this. So if you have that kind of information, that is very helpful. And particularly for me, because many people ask the same question: where do you get protein from? Where do you get vitamin from? I don't know the answer. I know in general that in the leaves you get, but if they say this particular leaf, and they can also try it, there are possibilities they might try it. So if you can get us that kind of information, that will be very helpful.
Oh, surely, Prabhu. I myself do a lot of research on that, because I myself landed up into deficiencies. So I make sure, that I get mine from food also. So definitely, and like I've tried to reduce my supplements intake completely. So definitely, I will definitely share that.
Yeah, a pictorial view would be very good and very easy to understand. Okay, rather than messages.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. And you rightly said, according to the statistics also nowadays, that many people are turning vegan, and many diseases are originated by eating meat and other things. Okay, nowadays diseases are increasing because of animal killing and animal eating. Okay, so that is the current statistics. Okay, so let's
Prabhuji, can I add a quick note?
Yes.
Not to add any spice here. In a family, we cook the same food, we eat the same food, but among family members is one person is very, angry or whatever, another person doesn't get angry. I don't know why that happens, because when we say it's what we eat. Of course, our personalities are there. If somebody argues, it just came to my mind, Prabhuji. We are eating the same
It
food.
depends, Mataji. So suppose say you have cold, right? Suppose
Mhm.
you have cold and you go to doctor,
Okay.
and doctor gives you prescription, okay? And you have to follow that prescription exactly how doctor prescribes you, right? If you take the other ways, or
Uh-huh.
on the other hand, you take a medicine to come out of the cold, at the same time you go to refrigerator and drink water from refrigerator. Would the cold go?
No.
Now then you can blame the doctor. Doctor, what kind of medicine you have given that even though taking medicine, my cold is not going away, right? So the doctor will say, are you following exact prescription what I did, what I gave you? No, you're not following. Then how will the cold go? Don't blame me. So similarly, in one family, if everybody follows the same scriptural injunctions and the same processes and the same prescription, then the differences what you see won't occur. Why the difference is that one person is very studious in scriptures, very studious in implementing what they have learned, very studious in learning. So those qualities, even though they eat the same food, but still the qualities matter, okay, by the necessary knowledge, necessary renunciation. As Krishna said, abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagena chakripati. So you have to follow exact prescription what Bhagavad Gita or any other scripture gives. Then you can see harmony, and in the same family everybody will be on the same platform.
Got it. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay, so yes, Vatsala Mataji.
Oh boy, what was I going to say? I had it and then my thoughts broke out.
Let's come up with some new question. If anybody wants to put any question or experience you want to share, then everybody can comment. So we don't have time. It's already 8:50. I didn't even notice.
Prabhu, can you discuss about soul? How the soul? How long does the soul stay in the body and take another body? I mean, when you die, I have this question recurring all the time. Either for a devotee or a non-devotee, how does the soul travel? How long does it stay when we do the kramas, 13 day up to 13 days and all? Can you explain that? Can somebody do that for me?
Anybody wants to volunteer? Nathima Prabhu, Jai Ganesh Prabhu. Nobody raised their hand.
Prabhuji, I don't have the answer, but I remember reading about it somewhere in Bhagavatam. I don't know which canto, which chapter.
In Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita?
Bhagavad
No,
Gita, probably.
confused. I don't know. One of those.
Okay. What did you read?
I don't remember, Prabhuji, but I'm remembering. I don't remember exactly, but I remember reading about it. The size is this, and then that when it goes out, I forget now. Very
Yeah.
vaguely.
It's there in the third canto, 29 to 33 chapter. Kapila Devi is teaching to Mother Devahuti.
So can you share some info on that, Ramshyam Prabhu?
Yeah, so that's the later part. I mean, the Vatsala Mataji had asked the question. Beginning also, even Lord Kapila is starting how it enters in the womb and how, very first second what happens, and first hour how it, not the soul in the sense, the life comes in the body, and then first 5 days how it is, first month, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. It will take a long time to explain. I will go for the last part, where the question Mataji has asked, when the person died, so how it travels. So it travels like, as we already know in general, like the first 13 days, soul will be wandering here only. It will be observing like how their relatives are doing, what kind of things, and they will. It will be waiting for the pind tarpan. So until and unless pind tarpan is done, so soul will not be. I mean, the subtle body cannot say soul because soul is the eternal. Subtle body it will not get the subtle body. So otherwise it will go for the ghost, like if the pind tarpan is not done. So hope everybody understand about the pind and tarpan. So even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Gaya to do the pind tarpan to his father, and there only he met to the Iswarapuri and took the initiation, second initiation. So that's the 13 days. After that, it gets the subtle body, and it travels for 1 year, 12 months, complete 12 months, and based upon the like the karma, what karma he has done, it will be traveling on that path. If it is the bad karma, and also there will be, it will go for the Baitarni river. That is the Baitarni river is the like in between, means depend upon like there only all the like whatever sins he had done, so all will be sins will be, he will be getting punished for that sin. So or if he has not done any sin, so he will be crossed the Baitarni river like like it will be like simply like a calf of the hoof of the calf, like just simply he will pass. There will be no even thinking of that. So nothing will be there for him, like like for the pure devotees. So it takes 1 year, and then it gets it decides their like depending upon whether he is going to the Yamaraj or so how Yamaraj is deciding out directly. So there, and after that, after 1 year, it will enter into the new body. So depending upon whether he has to go for new body or directly he has to go for eternity, like in the Brahman or in the any particular loka, wherever loka uh, he has like worshipped in the past. Means if he has worshipped to Ramchandra, Ayodhya loka he will be going, and his destiny is related to that, but it's not very simple. Like as we read in the Bhagavad Gita, Antakale cha mameva, those or Janma Karma cha medhi. It's not only Antakale cha mameva, it's Janma Karma cha medhi also. If devotee has done the worshipping throughout the like life, and he has not done, even it doesn't remember at the last time. So like Lord comes and make him remember and to that law. So it's like that. Otherwise, it will go for if it is the bad having the bad karma, so it can go for the lower planetary system. Atala bital pata atala bital rasatal patal talatal mahatal, and last one is the patal. So the lowest one. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said like I push the demonic people down. Urdham gachanti satvatah madhya tishtanti. Then tamo guna, what we were talking about. So I push them down. So those who are demonic. That's what I have the information, Prabhu. So otherwise, one can go and refer starting from third canto, 29th chapter. Therefrom, it starts how from the semen enters to the mother's womb. For very first second, what happened? First hour, what happens? And first day, what happens? What's the shape and all? Lord Kapila Dev has given the shape and all size and everything. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Wonderful information. Can you please, in the chat window, post that canto and verse?
Yes, sure.
Thank you. So anybody wants to share on this?
Thank you, Prabhu.
No volunteers?
Uh,
Jai Ganesh, Prabhu.
yeah, I would like to share what I heard. I thought this is my understanding. The soul will go to the. I mean, they will go to the place where I forgot the place. They go to the Yamadharmaraj first, and then they will be asked, like, you want to enjoy the benefits first or get punished, and then based on that, whatever get punishment they have to undergo, they will be undergoing in that place, and other punishments will be in the next birth. Similarly, whatever enjoyment they have to undergo in the heavenly planets, they will be enjoying those, and then the remaining will be in the next life. Similarly, for the devotees, they will take immediate next birth. They will not undergo like this crossing Vaiteranya river and then going to Yamadharmaraj or heavenly planets. Maybe the pious people might go all this, but for a devotee, they will directly go to that.
Thank you, Jai Ganesh, Prabhu. Anybody else who wants to go next? Thank you, Ramsham Prabhu, for sharing that link. So I would like to share something on this. And as Ramsham Prabhu mentioned, that when soul leaves the body, it doesn't leave alone. It goes along with the subtle body. Subtle body is mind, intelligence, and false ego. Right. So that is why some people who have taken birth, after dying, they take birth in some place, some other place, in some other womb, but still they'll be able to remember so many things from their past life. So there are so many scientific evidences for that they can remember. How they remember? Because mind, intelligence, and false ego, it is carried away with soul. Okay, and they get into another body. So again, as you said, that the 12th day or 13th day, until then soul will be roaming around, and then it's so attached to this body that it tries to come get into the same body again. But because of our rituals or whatever specific things mentioned in the Shastras, then the soul will transmigrate again further along with mind, body, and intelligence. So it first goes to Yamaraj, and there everything is evaluated.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, sorry, we are hardly able to hear you. Your voice automatically.
We cannot hear you that much.
Now,
No, your voice is flattering. Can you speak?
now can you hear?
Yes, Prabhu. Good.
Yes.
For me, it's good.
I don't know till what point you heard, but yeah, so soul doesn't go alone, as I said, as Ramsham Prabhu said also, that it takes along, soul goes along with the subtle body, mind, intelligence, and false ego. So that's why many people are able to even, some people are able to remember their past life also. I was like this, she was my wife, he was my son, all that stuff. So it is because of that mind, intelligence, and false ego. But soul, after that, whatever ritualistic we perform, then the soul, until then, it keeps wandering around because it's so attached to the body, what we have, we were in for many, many years. It tries to get into that body again, but it cannot because the body is already gone. It's just the material now. There's no life in it. So soul, after that, it transmigrates, as Jai Ganesh Prabhu said, it goes to the evaluation process. It goes to the Yamadharmaraj, and then their evaluation is made based on whatever karma we acquired. So it's all there in the package of mind, intelligence, and false ego. So based on that, the evaluation process happens, and then you'll be ending up suffering. So one might ask question that this body itself is not there, right? Then how do we suffer actually? because we have heard in Srimad Bhagavatam that different 28, 29 hellish planets, right? That if you eat meat, you'll be poured upon your skin, and if you drink alcohol, then the hot molten iron will be poured into your mouth. So there are so many cause and effects of those hellish planets. So, but if you don't have this body, then how do you even suffer? One might ask this question, right? We don't have this body. Body is left here, and how do we suffer? So when we travel into the Emeraj, then based on the evaluation, we will be put upon another body called Yatana Sharira. Okay, that is only suffering body, and that body, it is not like this, so if you stab this body, current body, it becomes immaterial, dies, right? Okay, it is not like that. The Yatana Sharira is specifically meant for you to suffer all the pains, but that body won't get destroyed even after suffering. That means you will be suffered continuously, Yatana Sharira. So that is evaluated at Yamadharmaraj's place, and then it transmigrates. If he is a devotee, if he has done pious credit, he'll get into the very pious family next life, or any other life. 8.4 million species we have, so it transmigrates to any body based on our whatever we have done, the karmic reactions. Okay, so there is no particular time that it does within 24 hours or 1 day or 2 days. It all based on the evaluation process. Okay, so there is no set days that he has to take. Okay, so anybody else wants to share? It's already 9:05 now. So is this interesting?
Yes, Prabhu, I
Really
wanted to know.
interesting, Prabhu.
Yes.
Time to time we should have that. So it's Krishna arrangement. We are not happy that Ajit Krishna Prabhu is not well, but we are happy that we are having good discussion, healthy discussion that clarify the questions.
Yes, very nice. Yeah, now and then we should have these kind of discussions. When Ajit Krishna Prabhu doesn't come, then we can have these kind of discussions. It's very healthy, and also not everybody knows everything. We need to share. Okay, this is called in Bhagavad Gita. There is one slokam, right? Of course, this is not completely spiritual what we are talking about Krishna, but Matchitta Madgata Pranaha Bodhayantas Parasparam. So this is also in relation with scriptures, in conjunction with scriptures, what we are talking about. So it is still Madgata Pranaha, Matchitta Madgata Pranaha Bodhayantas Parasparam. We are conversing each other, right? Yeah. Kathayantascha Mam Nityam. What is the last line?
Tushyanti cha ramanti.
Ramanti cha, Tushyanti Ramanchi, peaceful and happy. So that is what we need to have. Okay. I prefer everybody to speak actually. I want everyone to speak, speak their mind.
Prabhu, I have one question on Ekadashi food. We eat only samo and quinoa. My understanding is that is part of millet family, and we are not taking other millets for Ekadashi. Is there any specific reason, like ragi, bajra, and other millets? Is there any specific reason for samo and quinoa?
No, Prabhu. Actually, I don't know. Seriously, honestly speaking,
okay,
I don't know the answer, but I can speculate. And also, I had the same question that who came up with this samo? Who came up with this barley? Right, as a distinctive Ekadashi food, because everybody has been following. Okay, the base rule, it is actually set by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, so when Sachi Mata, she asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to not leave that place. Okay, so in return, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he takes an oath from Sachi Mata that at least on Ekadashi days, don't eat grains. Okay, so that is the promise he takes from his mother. Okay, and I think we are following since then. we might have been following before that also, but for our reference, that is the reference we have been following. And to be very specific about your question, seriously, I don't know where it originated, that samo and barley and only specific millets are in Ekadashi and not. Because if you go onto the web, you find different versions. Don't go to the web. Okay, one might say that, the mustard seed is not Ekadashi. One might say mustard seed is Ekadashi. Right?
Yeah, that is the next question, Prabhu.
Yeah,
Sometimes
exactly.
we use peanut oil, but not sesame oil.
Correct. So these are the open debatable questions because you find 1,000 different versions. In fact, we have to find a scriptural reference. It is definitely not there in Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita, but it might be there in Puranas or Upanishads, basically. Or Garuda Purana or something like that. It can be there. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't have the answer for that. We are just following what seniors have been following. That's all. We never question them where, even though if we question them, I don't know there is a specific answer for that. If anybody else knows any specific answer, please share. Rajesh Govinda Prabhu, you?
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes.
This a specific answer, Prabhu, is like, there is like, I think so five things is we need to have to like in the restriction the food, especially for the rice and the similar all things. Like, the samu seed is look like, the almost the similarity of for the rice. That's why really we do not want it, and also I see there is some arguments also there, but I'm not sure also that. Then similarity in the rice, in the wheat, and this the thing like, quinoa is also not a rice type of this, and the dal and all the similar kind of the dals, and this I think the sesame and also like all the grain for the mustard seed, all the things, and also something like, I forget all the things. This is like, Prabhuji, we have to like, take caring of this, the Ekadashi, this, the grain food.
So is there a scriptural reference, Prabhu? That is what we are coming to. Is there a scriptural reference?
So
where
I
it-
forget the Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada have one picture. Okay, I forget this name.
where it distinctively says these are the food items you cannot eat on Ekadashi, these can be eaten. So if there is scriptural reference, if you can share that, that will be very helpful. I know from health perspective, many seniors, they give this reason for health perspective. At least one day you stop giving your stomach rest. You give your stomach rest. Okay, don't overburden with all the things what you eat. So that is specific to health reasons. Okay, so that you can. Yes.
Prabhu, there's a book called Ekadashi Mahatma.
From
So
whom?
in that, it is by Mahanidhi Swami Maharaj. Not by Mahanidhi Swami Maharaj, it is translated by Mahanidhi Swami Maharaj, and he has got it from all the other scriptures. So everything is there, Prabhu. Like all details are there. Like why we cannot eat what, and why we should only eat certain foods, and in which scripture, like which Purana, where, what it says. Everything is there in that book.
Can you post that link, Mataji, in the chat window if you don't mind?
I will post it, Prabhu. I'll post it in the group. Actually, I'm feeding her, but
Yes.
after I finish feeding her, I'll post it in the group.
Yeah, sure, Mataji. That will be very helpful.
Sure. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you very much.
It's called, Mataji, it's called Ekadashi Mahatma, right?
Yeah, Ekadashi Mahatma by Mahanidhi Swami Maharaj, translated by Mahanidhi Swami Maharaj.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You can put it in Bhakti Vriksha group,
Yeah.
Mataji. Thank you.
Yes. Definitely, Mataji.
Thank you so much.
Yes, one last voice from Narasimha Prabhu. Then we'll end this session.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, there's a book called Hari Bhakti Vilas by Sanatan Goswami, which goes
Yes,
into
Prabhu.
all
Yes, I
the
forget this
lot
thing.
of
Yes.
detail. Yeah. Hari Bol.
Is it mentioned, Prabhu, in detail in that?
Oh yes, Prabhuji, I'm pretty sure it will be mentioned because it goes into like a lot of technical details about deity worship and chanting and how to apply tilak and a lot of things. I have not read like a page cover to cover, but I'm pretty sure it will cover that, Prabhuji.
Very nice, Prabhu. Thank you very much for that. So we are already into 9:15 now. I think we should end this session. Okay. So
Prabhu, sorry, is that book available in online or?
What's the name?
Hari
Sanatana Goswami?
Hari Bhakti Vilas. Hari Bhakti Vilas.
By Sanatana Goswami?
Yes.
It is available online.
Yes, it will be
Yes,
available.
it is available.
Okay.
On ISKCON website. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Prabhujis and Matajis.
Thank you.
We take leave now of our obeisances to all the pure Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. Panchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasindubhyevascha Kripanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrindi ki jai.
Jai.
Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Samaveta Bhakti ki jai. Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari.
Hari
Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
everyone. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
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 Thanks for your.
Krishna Prabhu ki jai.
Thank you.
Jai, jai.
Thank